part, and the last age should show your heart. For lady, you deserve this state, nor would I love at lower rate. But at my back I always hear time's winged Charlot hurrying near, and yonder all before us lie deserts of vast eternity. Thy beauty shall no more be found, nor in the marble vault shall sound my echoing song. Then worms shall try the long preserved virginity, and your quaint honor turn to dust, and my ashes all my lust. The grave's a fine and private place, but none I think do there embrace. Now therefore while the youthful hue sits on my skin like morning dew, and while thy willing soul transpires at every pore with instant fires, now let us sport as while we may, and now, like amorous birds of prey, rather at once our time devour, than languish in his slow chapped power. Let us roll all our strength and all our sweetness up into one ball, and tear our pleasure with rough strife through the iron gates of life. Thus, though we cannot make our son stand still, yet we will make him run.
Passion classy.
And that was the poem I wrote for the older woman that slipped down the stairs.
His love runs deep, just like the size of her panties.
That is correct. They were gigantuan, and I actually didn't mind.
Well, that brings us to our next sponsor. It's always protect, always trust.
Always entrust your life savings to your son-in-law.
You fucking piece of shit.
Our sponsor would not agree with that. Our other sponsor today, obviously, is AutoZone. Get in the zone.
AutoZone.
And our main and first and foremost sponsor is Solid Rock Security. Protect what matters most at Solid Rock Security.
So, caller, we're going to have our next musical guest coming up here soon. We're going to go to a commercial break, but just stay on the line for a second, and we're going to go ahead and get to this show. Get in the zone, AutoZone. All right, that was a commercial break. We need more sponsorships. We're trying. Well, I'm not exactly sure how to get more sponsorships. We did get our producer from Monster.com. Let me just tell you what. Our producer is he's from the Philippines. He barely speaks English.
Hello.
So here's our producer's actually in the studio here.
You guys got going right here trying. And then we're coming to die.
All right. That's Felipe. Anyway, here's our next musical guest. Obviously, it's our good friends,
Juan Scum Readers with their newest song, First Impression.
First impression. So this will be your second impression of a Watch Come Reader, and you can always send us a line, comments or any kind of concerns to Abby Arcadia on Facebook. All right. So here's Watch Come Reader.
My first impression is that I'm falling in love with you, and every day I'm eating ice cream by myself. I don't understand just why you and I can't find ourselves in a memory that lasts so long. You watch your toys alone, keep them safe. Keep your porcelain dolls all alone on the shelf, get dusty. Bypass grabbing a Swiffer sweeper. Product placement. Your passion need to make it last. I have no fame, I have no money, but I've got love.
Oh, hey.
You know, in retrospect, for Wanscombe Reader, I don't think that outro was very good.
I think that they don't mind about their outro because they're very hooked on the hook.
Well, I'm telling you right now, that song was their second best song.
Second best song, and if you're not an avid listener, you would know that their best song is...
Yeah, their best song is by far Undercat.
Undercat reached platinum, 1 million cents sold. They're definitely one of the best artists in Spokane.
And you know, the greatest part is that not only did they catch our ears, we played them every day, and they caught the ears of one Michael McDonald.
Michael McDonald, actually, you know, the old singer of the Doobie Brothers. He wanted involved with the Doobie Brothers, with the Undercat.
Yes, he did. He felt that Undercat was a milestone in songwriting, and so he got the original copy of the song and he put himself in the chorus, which is just outstanding because that chorus, it was great by itself, but all it needed was a standalone voice that everybody recognized, and Michael McDonald brought the fire.
Now, listener, would you like to hear Undercat, or are you good on the whole Wanscombe Reader phenomenon? She'll hear it. She's a gamer.
She's a real trooper.
Since you're willing to listen, we have a good prize for you right now.
That is right. We do have a good prize for you. It's a wonderful film based off of Warcraft. It is called The World of Warcraft. It's very good. That's not a lie.
Say that title again.
The World of Warcraft.
Say it again.
World of Warcraft.
What was that?
Warcraft. I'm just assuming the last part's what you want to hear.
What is the World of Warcraft?
The World of Warcraft is essentially the secret world of creating sexual devices like whips, sexy candy, sexual cake pans,
Sexy candy.
and you know, the $3 DVDs at Miss Kitty's.
Those are pretty good.
DVDs. They are a whole new breed. I hope you don't listen to those, but I do hope you listen to Undercat.
Yes, I think the $3 DVDs have been $3 since, well, they came out in the 1920s.
$3 back then was, you know, you could probably buy
$3 back then was probably going to be your life savings.
Well, nowadays, you know, that's not so good, but you don't need your life savings to purchase Undercat. Like once a week.
Let it ring. Let freedom ring.
That's the outstanding hit, Undercat, from Wanscombe Reader, who I'm very proud to say 45 KFM discovered them.
We did discover them in our local artist section about a year ago when we had pretty much just started.
At that time, we were looking for all kinds of local artists to play on the show, and Wanscombe Reader was the first to respond to our Craigslist ad, which was often misinterpreted.
Why was it misinterpreted exactly?
Well, our wonderful Monster.com Filipino put it as performer needed to be heard live on radio doing explicit things.
Explicit things.
That was I asked him what he meant by explicit. He said, which I loosely interpreted as, I didn't mean explicit, I meant musical.
Music? Explicit?
They don't sound alike. They're about as alike as a peanut butter elephant and a jelly elephant. They're not alike, but they go very well together.
What? Explicit music. Now, explicit music is definitely something a lot of people like.
A lot of people enjoy explicit music, especially my personal favorite song, Candyland Birthday Sex.
Candyland Birthday Sex, I assume.
Yes.
Who's that by?
It is by... It's by Dwight. Dwight Memorex.
Dwight Memorex is a local rapper on the scene. He's definitely taking over. He has the most explicit music you can ever find.
It's true. I believe the chorus is, I liken you to the molasses swamp. I remember buying you at McGuam. I like to watch it as it runs. You're so plump and juicy like a plum. Candyland, bitch, how I love you, babe. I took you all the way to the top to the candy. One of these days, I'm sure you'll see peppermint candy land for me. That was the chorus of that song, if I remember right.
A wonderful chorus. We don't have an MP3 clip because he's part of Nine Side.
Yeah, and if anybody knows anything about Nine Side, they know that it is $6,000 to even play their music.
Let me just say we are a not the most flourishing radio station, seeming that 45 is not even on your normal FM radio dial.
It's true, we are on the left, far left of the dial. And I would say the amount of business that we get is probably about the same as Hubbly Bubbly.
Hubbly Bubbly, our new store.
Our newest sponsor, Hubbly Bubbly Hookah Store.
They are our newest sponsor, Hubbly Bubbly Hookah Store. I assume that hookah is some kind of foreign thing to indulge yourself.
Yeah, I've heard the words hookah and shisha and Bolshevik thrown together. And so I immediately assumed that hookah means communism. So I'm not touching it.
Hookah means communism. Remember that next time you hear people say they're going to a hookah party.
You ever hear of the Pharaoh Lounge? Yeah, that's red territory.
They definitely take care of their mother country. This next segment is brought to you by...
The next segment is brought to you by, of course, Sister Act.
The film.
It is a film that was written in 1992. However, this is brought to you by Sister Act, the musical on Broadway. Guaranteed to flop, guaranteed to stop in a week.
Everybody loves Whoopi Goldberg.
I love Whoopi Goldberg. Whoopi Goldberg is producing the Broadway musical Sister Act, but she is not even close to in it. And, you know, who's going to play her? What, Jennifer Hudson? So she can get there and go, you kids gon' get it! You know, you're really overdoing it, Jennifer. Really overdoing it.
I personally like Sister Act the movie. It has some of the best music I've ever heard.
Yes, it has Maggie Gyllenhaal. Or is that Maggie Smith? I always confuse them.
It's Maggie Smith.
They look exactly the same to me. They do. They really do. You know, the girl who's in Harry Potter and the bitch in Donnie Darko, who's Jake Gyllenhaal's sister. That girl.
You hear his explicit language. That's why we stay left of the dial.
Late night.
We're left of the dial. We're also left out of the dial. So.
From the King.
Well, I think that our megahertz or kilohertz or whatever could probably be heard on Mars.
I guarantee it. Last I checked, Mars not only produces some of the greatest candy in Mars bars, but they also are a giant red planet that has most likely communism, most likely Lenin and Stalin.
What was your anagram?
Yeah,
Mars.
the anagrams.
No, Mars. The anagram Mars. M-A-R-S.
And of
Mars.
course, Mars, the terrible military anal reconstructive system, which is that's not something you want to hear about, Joe. But that's what
Sodomy is probably not the most popular thing among young ladies, so we probably shouldn't bring that up to our listener.
No, I don't think we should. Although it is a great piece of military, I'd like to have it in my store.
My phone's gonna die.
Your phone's gonna die. Well,
Oh no!
we really appreciate having you on our show.
Yes, we really do. You can always find us on the left, the far left, gone on the dial.
45 KFM, you're here with Desmond.
And Veed, and thank you for listening. Keep your ears to
Any last
the
words?
radio.
Any last
And
words?
do you have any last words, listener?
Good night.
All right, I was hoping. Well, here's my last question to you. What would you like on your tombstone?
On my tombstone.
Yes, your tombstone.
I don't know.
Wrong! The correct answer was pepperoni.
That's right. The correct answer was pepperoni. Brought to you by Picante. Get a rope.
I'll see you. 40-minute call. That's fine.